Thank you for visiting. It's Glenn Lyvers with some of my favorite poets, and this is May 2026. Thank you, everybody, for visiting. We hope you enjoy the poetry today. Let me share my screen so you can see what I see. And let's see here. I have one. Recently lost a family member, and I wrote this little tribute to her. My Aunt Sarah was a very spiritual person and a very sweet lady. And she just went home. So this is the poem that I wrote for her. It's called For Sarah Ellen. 95 June, and the red clay still knows your name. Georgia took you back the way it takes everything. Slow, patient, warm in the palm. In the kitchen, the biscuits are rising without you. Faith is small again, flower on her chin, and you are chasing her past the screen door into a light that has not yet learned how to leave. Maters on the sill, a pot of beans murmuring to itself all afternoon, like a woman half in prayer. You taught me that this is prayer. Daddy in the moonshine, the jar held up to a kerosene sun, how he laughed. How the laugh stayed in the wood of the house for years afterward. How yours did too. How it does. The shop on the corner, Tom's, and then yours, the jet set. 35 years of women rising from the chair a little more themselves. You touched their heads the way the preacher touched water, gently and meaning it. 3 million little books slipping into hands on the other side of the world. John chapter 1, in the beginning. You knew where the beginning was. You sent it in envelopes. Bells, angels, a garden that forgave you every spring. Two husbands gone on ahead to set the table. Three daughters already there, waiting at the door, the way you waited for them to come home from school. And Linda, who has never been alone, not for a single hour of her life, because you were there. And now the others are there. The way a house keeps standing when one beam is taken, because every other beam remembers how to hold. She will not be alone. You made certain of that the way you made certain of everything, quietly, across decades, without once calling it love, because you were too busy doing it. And somewhere, a girl is dancing, hips, scarves, a borrowed brass coin catching the lamp, and she is you, and she is laughing, and the laugh is the same one that rang through every room you ever blessed by walking into. Sarah, the clay is red, the biscuits are warm, the river is close. Go on. We will find you in the small things, a bell, a beam, the wing of an angel left on the windowsill that we did not put there. She was an amazing woman. Okay. Lynette Esposito, please.
Hello, this is Lynette Esposito from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I found lately I'm writing about my family members, and this is about my daughter. Can you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, good. I always got to check just in case. Uh, Let me tell you about my daughter, Amanda. She could swim the ocean if she chose. She would be a friend to sharks because she is fierce. She would protect the most vulnerable in the water because she is kind. Let me tell you about me and the drowning groundhog in my pool, or the Siamese opossum I fed on my porch, or all the others who came to me for help. Let me tell you about nature, human or not. We are really one. When we hear its voice, the answer would be we are coming, even if we don't know where we are going, ocean or land, mother or daughter, fierce or kind. Please.
Hey, Dennis, you're sharing your screen.
Am I still there?
Yeah, you're still here.
You're here.
Something happened on my computer. I don't know what's going on. Did you hear the whole poem?
I did. It was very
All right.
nice.
Oh, good. Um, it said my meeting was over, so I didn't know. My second one is beauty. The stem stood tall, its petals flying in the wind, red and lovely. It was naked and felt beautiful, bathed in sunlight, ready to bloom again.
Oh,
And are we doing three today?
sure.
I just had this one published. It's called Dream of America. An ocean cleanses the shores over and over, making things right. It is a dream hoped for, a place with bluest skies and amber waves of wheat, mountains with clouds like ice cream on top, dreams of people short and tall, many colors, whipped cream, fields of flowers, and rivers that wind across the land like fluid jewelry, dazzling in the sun, silver and gold. Along the shore, little boys with fathers fish and dreams. Dream of being able to sing free songs and sleep in warm houses and hug people they love. Dream of people joined or unjoined by choice. Dream good into reality. Make a country between the seas, a place of peace.
Nice a piece. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for that. KB, Valentine.
Right. Hi, KB Ballantyne reading from the northeast corner of Tennessee in Appalachia. And Jane Kenyon had a birthday not too terribly long ago, and she was one of my inspirations for writing, and I wrote this in 2008, so I'm taking it way back with this one. It's called Lines for Jane Kenyon. With an epigraph from the Japanese imperial government, which says, "A single life weighs less than a feather." Lines for Jane Kenyon. Dead a decade, you once ranged these woods with Gus. Now I wander from New Canada Road to Eagle Pond where hemlocks hang, no furry friend nosing the undergrowth. A nuthatch, nosedives, lures my eye to gray and white feathers forgotten by some itinerant goose. A sudden stir of air moves the sere late summer leaves, sounding for a moment like rain. Across Route 4, the white corners of your house wedge half hidden behind colossal peonies blushing beside bruised hydrangeas. A cat spars its shadow in the yard. As sunlight louvers through trees, I imagine the wood floors you scrubbed, scarred by generations of men dusting in from the fields, women whose feet ghost through kitchen steam to skin tomatoes, strip beans, can the corn, whose hands pieced quilts now tucked in trunks, quilts packed and layered heavy with feathers, comforting on icy nights. And then this is a new one that was just published in Porchlight in March. It's a duplex after Jericho Brown called Back to the Beginning. I wanted to shout, but you whispered goodbye, a long slide from where we began. We began with a look, an easy slide from a hummingbird's buzz to a cicada chorus. Cicadas chorused the hummingbird's buzz where static foretold the coming storm. Coming storm static to the air, sparks of madness and desire howling after. Howling with desire and sparks of madness, we soared and we trembled when sun turned to moon. The sun soared, moon turning and trembling, spiraling into meteoric flame. A meteor's flame spirals into the ground. I am the whisper you wanted to shout. Thank you.
I just posted in the chat. That's very musical in places. Very, very nice. Did you have another one?
Not unless I take it way back, way back again.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Very, very nice. Something about the cadence of that just really, I don't know, just almost drums you into a trance or something. It's just it's really really quite something. Gloria, please.
Hi, everyone. Gloria here from a very cold and windy New York. Maybe spring is coming. I don't know. I went to the way back, and I'm also writing about family members too, I'm finding, but this is kind of old. It's called No Blues. I get myself into a face up prone position on the table, adjust the small pillow under my neck, and hope that my vertigo doesn't rear its ugly head as I settle in, each vertebrae acknowledging its presence. Her hands generate a warmth as they hover over me. She speaks in tongues which are foreign, yet somehow I understand the words she utters. Slowly, I relax into a state of higher consciousness, feeling myself out of myself. You are radiating the color blue. Does that color have significance for you? No, I dreamily respond, not wanting to talk, wanting to savor the feeling of weightlessness and mindlessness. A woman in blue stands at your feet. Blue symbolizes a goddess, the Madonna, those to whom we call by that name. Perhaps it's your mother? Maybe, I sleepily reply. Blue is not a color of choice for me. I like dark military greens, dusky sunless grays, and deep midnight blacks. Session over. I reluctantly sit up and smooth down my clothes as I get up from the table and prepare to leave. The realization stops me cold. I am wearing a blue blouse with a necklace and matching earrings of blue stones. And this one is in honor of my sister, who was a redhead, but now has hair like mine. Nonpareil freckles scatter, red curls entangled in complex direction, not knowing where to turn next. She's dreaming in technicolor again, and the constellations of the universe explode in a joyous cacophony of sound as she awakens to a new day. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have another?
I don't think
Not today.
I had one, but I don't know what I did with it. No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. That whole. She used to be a redhead. I'm almost all gray now. It's funny how it sneaks up on you. Uh, James.
As in Bethel, I guess.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think I think
Only
I'm the
one.
only
Only
James.
one
I'm the
today.
only
Only
James here, right?
only one today. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the month of May. It's all but gone, and it's been a month of memories. We had Mother's Day and then Memorial Day, and so I did a little digging and came up with a couple that fit both of those themes. Um, this one is closer to Memorial Day than any of the others. I don't think I've shared it with you. If I have, I apologize. But I like it. It's a good poem, I think. I enjoyed doing it. I had fun writing it. By the way, Ed, I'm supposed to introduce myself. I am James Allen Bethel, and I'm coming to you from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we're facing a real honest to God summer day. 92 degrees and a 30-mile-an-hour southern wind. This poem is almost self-explanatory. Title of it is Spelling Nietzsche. I was born in the middle of the war to end all wars, they said. That may be why I was never introduced to Nietzsche. There are three other reasons that come to mind as I reflect on it since those halcyon days. First of all, Nietzsche was a German, and to my Army Air Corps uncle and his sister, my mother, nothing good could possibly come from a place that was filled with Jerrys or Fritzes or Krauts, notwithstanding Einstein, Beethoven, Mahler, Sylvia Plath, Rilke, Kraftwerk, the Alps, Pilsner, or the Black Forest. The second, if there was any reason to refer to Nietzsche, his name was hard to pronounce, let alone, third, spell, particularly if you lived in Oklahoma. For the first quarter of my life, all I knew of Nietzsche was that he wrote a famous book, which became the title of a famous piece of music, which was written by another famous German, the opening of which became the theme for the famous movie 2001, A Space Odyssey, directed by a famous guy named Kubrick, who was not German. I learned to pronounce Nietzsche in freshman university philosophy, where I discovered what would become in these much later years of my life the only mantra that really matters. He said, "What is done out of love always takes place beyond good and evil." I still struggle with spelling Fred's last name. This one opens the door to memory and its experiences. Deja Vu is the title. Hi, Edward. How are you? Deja vu. Sitting across the table, I wonder why it is that Max Brooks' Scottish fantasy always makes me cry. Recently returned from my Fall Hebrides trip, sitting in your small apartment, listening to it on NPR. Hello, all these many years ago. You futzing in the kitchen, me with my whiskey. You and I on our way to a major dismantling. Certainly. Certainly of me, that is, and my ego preoccupations. Neither of us aware at the moment of the disintegration in progress to come in the months ahead. Later that day, on the way to the press club, in search of someone to celebrate the coming publication of a book of poems that, at least in part, quietly celebrates our long ago, again with the public radio, again with Brooke, again with the tears. And last, this was a prompt, based on a prompt by Alison Rollins, who said, "Time is a body that resembles a sound without a scale." And the title is, "We Sang Dirges in the Dark." 4 billion years ago, looking out at the world from the trees where we hid as weasel beasts, we watched as the last dinosaur took its last breath, leaving us to forget, and remember only to forget again, the forest from which we came. It took millions of years after that last gasp for the forests to replace their near extinct kin. If our remembering now fails, we will cease, as did those Triassic hosts, and the forest will again reclaim itself, but without us. Somewhere in a million more years, on a moonlit night, a mushroom, I imagine, in its mycelial voice, asks of the tree it feeds, weren't there, didn't they call them humans? Weren't they here once? And the tree responds, oh, that. Oh, that was a long, long, long time ago. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. That was really nice. Um, Dennis Malsby, please.
Hi,
Good to see you,
guys.
Dennis.
Dennis Wilsby from Bloomington, Minnesota, and it is in the low 80s here. Got a couple to share with you. If I can get this thing to work. Does everybody see that okay?
Yes, I can see it.
This is a high bun. Midnight on the deck. Velvet dark embraces the lawn, sweeps up to cold tingle my legs, chest, and face. The clipped smell of grass blood soaks nostrils. Moon and stars flutter. A shadow rabbit lopes across the lawn to invade a neighbor's flower bed. I set a tall Pilsner glass on the umbrellaed table, lacy beer foam cozy on the bottom. A meteor shower sprays rocket artillery tails across the sky. Fireflies wink from air and grass tops. Muzzle flashes in a jungle ambush. Tumbled ragdoll bodies of the soul fled flush my soldier's mind with agony. Nocturnal breezes run female fingers through my hair. Specters of women past giggle, moan, and sob. The snare of beauty, stab of love. Age shakes my white hair and pits a lifetime of regrets against successes. Past events flicker in silent film noir. No balance achieved. I rock to soothe the tatters. The rabbit shade flits out of azaleas and coneflowers. Head and long eyes, long ears turn toward me. Amber eyes glower. It whispers, there is still time to become human.
Mm.
It whispers, there is still time to become human. And the second one, a little collection of new haiku. Jungle dark nightmares, dead soldiers cry out their names and die yet again. Jungle dark nightmares, dead soldiers cry out their names and die yet again. Hockey parking lot, fans body check, headbutt, punch, no penalty shots. Hockey parking lot, fans body check, headbutt, punch, no penalty shots. Daily depression, miracle drug, peanut butter and jelly. Daily depression, miracle drug, peanut butter and jelly. Under the porch, a squirming nest of zombies. Under the porch, a squirming nest of zombies. And then, since we're in planting season yet, a little poem. There was a greedy young farmer named Ned who planted corn and beans in his bed. His wife laid down the law, saying with a guffaw, "Run the combine in here and you're dead." Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Oh, that was great. Linda, please.
Oh, I started out in tears with yours, Glenn, and then I just laughing my head off with Dennis's. Gosh, everybody's got such great stuff today. It's just amazing. This is Viewpoints while in Rome. And I have not been to Rome, but I like Latin. I think Latin's cool. So what I did is I took some Latin phrases and I just wrote a response to the Latin phrases. This first one is called Brutum Fulmen, which means senseless thunderbolt. The moon hangs dim while the dull hammering of a tongue ensues. and surely forced enthralling screeches melt into the ether. A cornball censor points a bristled forefinger, and with sputtering vocals fails to glibly slake those who would drink such unsatisfying libations, pasteurized truth being what's really desired. Such kind present, a boring repetition of powerless hostility and easily contestable accusations. Verbal sacks that never plunder, the integrity of the one attacked, pass over a sign that reads there is nothing to fear. The lightning heat of rumor wears off quickly from the senseless thunderbolt that never touches the ground. This next one is called Carthago Delenda Est, which means Carthage must be destroyed. Even with any pull of the thread, those same genes of the mind can be slipped into with comfortable ease, even after the 100th wash. Those minds set beyond argument, with nothing senseless ever dropped. No countering debate appears to sway. A thorough grind of unaltered false dogma does not lower the height of the hill. No extra notes inside the melody. No new musical phrases accompany the tempo. An ear only given to unquestionable, commendable kindred from whom they obtain offer or approval. Zealotry's feet willingly buried in concrete. The last one is called Homo sum humani a me nihil alienum puto, which means, well, let me take my sticker off here. I am a human, so nothing human is strange to me. When we came from the sea, we should not have brought our poisonous glamour. The foaming mouths of evil serpents, sealing wax lining their hearts' borders, a rash of corruption laid on tongues, unfriendly fragmentation. Better that we see, hear, and feel lush April blooms, the smiles of sunflowers, lucrative streams, gurgles. All names spoken as vibratos. We are not prepared for meditation, nor do we lack reverence for a chord. To build our castles better should be the goal. To build better hearts, but that will take longer. Thank you. That's it.
Lynn, I think you're muted.
Sorry about that. Viewpoints While in Rome, for those of you who are interested, that is available on Amazon for quite a reasonable sum. I encourage you to go get it.
Thank you.
All right. Carrie.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Carrie Rawlinson in British Columbia, Canada. And today I was feeling springy, so let's do some springies.
Hey.
The first is a haiku that, if I can find it, that Glenn just accepted. Palm trees shed shaggy winter pelts. Spring drapes their necks with fruity red beads. Palm trees shed shaggy winter pelts. Spring drapes their necks with fruity red beads. The next one is Garden Riches, which was published in Ambidextrous Press. And I'll see if I can share it. There we go. Garden Riches. In the space between the carrots and beets, below canopies of fine green net, which he constructed to protect their precious crops from predatory beasts, A cornucopia of strawberries grew. Fine tendrils snuck out to explore and conquer. Pale nubs hid their currency beneath leaves of velvet tooth, while coffers of root crop mellowed below ground. The pale peep-show virgins above suddenly all flared scarlet, thousands exposing their hearts in mounds, gifting pail and bucket what tart sweet love. But now there are only deposits of bleak, blank snow that smother the earth, and summers skittered by like a company check. The net is mangled too, caught by the antlers of a night thief who fought like a demon to break free. She can't see it now, that garden bed where berries exploded, but it's enough to know it still exists. Below vistas of shadow and icy light, the bank where her hands hit pay dirt and found his is waiting. There, where fingertips dug deep and held fast will again be revealed. The spot where he passed her the season's full and bursting hearts between his lips like a kiss. And the last one, this is from my long poem called November's Children, and I'll try and share it. And this piece is called Spring Again. It's spring. Victoria crosses pop up in vacant acres. White irises bare their purple hearts to tourists. They bloom for glory and too soon fade. A workman arrives once a week to whack the fiercest weeds. Honeybees find their hum. The sky turns its guts inside out for summer. A child whimpers, exhausted. A far coyote whines. It's autumn. A mum comes monthly to rinse red paper flowers with bitter tears. A dad dries them absent-mindedly with fistfuls of thin white hair. Suddenly, winter slides in. Fresh crops of stumps sprout arms in false forests. Late sunrises surprise crows, knee-deep in unsung carrion. Storm clouds rumble overhead to lull the dead to sleep. And look, children, it's spring again.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, Carrie, in that second piece where you split the word hyphenated cornucopia between two stanzas,
Yeah.
that was a surprise when I saw that. I had not seen that done with that word. I mean, I tend to remember those types of breaks, and that was so great. I don't know, something about that little moment really hit. So thanks for that. That was quite nice. All right, let's finish up with Edward Ahern, please.
Okay.
Edward Ahern. Don't my
lot of vowels there. Okay, the first two of these have just been picked up. The third, not so much because the topic's a little less popular these days. The first one is called Outdoor Bathing. There is a dry bath I take when confinements permit, where concrete and asphalt barnacles briefly are shed. The drive to it is enough for me to lose the tensions of the must be done now, lest I seen has failed. The unmarked, unnoticed turn onto grass-centered earth drops down into woods so near they clasp the car. The slow pirouetting through ruts and sloughs and bracken reaches plie in a glade so close, turning will be clumsy. No paths or walks seen here, but the memories of deer trails beckon into the undergrowth, and I shoulder brush on in. Snow pockets are pearls in hollows. I breathe in rot and birth musk. Sunlight is mottled by swollen buds. Strewn boulders have lichen loofahs. The day is removed like overalls, sullen chills scrubbing my skin. The horizon a basin of trees. The husk splits and shucks. And the second is called Apogee, quite short. Apogee. The day is warm wind blowing through fast growth, sprouting giving way to gawky adolescent shoots. Bird calls are no longer hurried in hunger or rut. Days have swollen to all our balloon allows, and even death plays a minor key in time of plenty. And I don't yet look ahead and downwards. And the third one, as I say, is not yet published, called The Encounter. Fallen leaves crumple under my bottom. The relative warmth reawakening ticks. Clouds mask hints of moon and stars. I cannot see trees and trail before me. November chill seeps through wool, but warming movements make noise, and I abide my shivers and cramps, hands folded atop the savage rifle. I sense the pre-dawn dark through filters of excessively greasy food, cheap bourbon, and tobacco, awake for the birth of a hangover. Then the faint click of hooves on rock, the rustle of winter-dead grasses, the nearing noises of movement that I, even with rifle scope, cannot see. I think to hazard a blind shot, feeling optimistic that my ears have bracketed the deer's position, but hesitate, for others are hunting here. I return to the camp after false dawn, dragging back nothing but myself, regretting not having seen my deer, but knowing that to see it is to kill it.
Hmm. All right. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate that. It's a bittersweet thing. All hunters have this sort of conflict. I hunted when I was way younger. I've often wondered if I would do it again if I was invited. All right. Well, thank you guys all for coming. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next month. This is the May. So the next one will be June the 27th. And I hope to see you all and even more friends next month. Take care, everybody.
Do you have a prompt for us?
I didn't create one, but I'll tell you what, I'll email one out to everybody.
Okay.
I'll send it to the whole list, which I don't do because I try to reward the people that show up with the prompt, but because I'm ill prepared, I'll send it out. Okay. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Thank you
Bye.
all
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Adios, everybody.
Ciao.